plaintiff, Catherine McGowan, says the defendant is her daughter, and she used to be addicted to pills, but she's now in a methadone program. Catherine claims her other daughter was murdered, and she's concerned for the defendant because she doesn't want to lose another daughter. Catherine's suing today for attorney fees and a phone bill. Defendants Sandra Kugenauer and her fiancé Mike Schatz say Catherine used to do drugs with Sandra, and now Catherine is hanging out with Sandra's old friends, whom she used to get high with. Sandra and Mike are countersuing for harassment, defamation, and property damages.
Start with you.
My daughter and I, we've been very close together, and she did have a drug addiction. She was stuck on pills.
When?
Like 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, she's been in the methadone program. But also, Mike has also a history. He's an ex, drug user, and he used to sell it. And I believe he's also been clean for 5 years.
What'd you say?
I've had a problem before, but selling it, no.
What? You seem like you're high today. Are you high?
No, I'm not high.
Okay, you talk like you are and you look like you are. That's what dope fiends look like and talk like. Go ahead.
So we have been close, and we had a bad incident to happen in our lives. My daughter was murdered on December 20th, 2012. She was 23. And this is my youngest daughter, both her and I and Mike, we had seen her laying on the floor. She was stabbed to death. So I believe it affected both her and I. Mm-hmm. And I just don't want to lose her or anything like that, because I don't know what would I do if I lost two daughters. I mean, it's been difficult with one.
Do you suspect she may have relapsed because of that trauma?
I don't think so, in my opinion.
How often do you see her?
Well, from January until just a few weeks ago, I hadn't seen her.
And before that, you see her how often?
All the time.
When you've asked her, why haven't I talked to you or seen you, what has she told you?
That she's working and she can't take phone calls.
She can't talk to you or visit after?
I don't get off of work until late.
10 o'clock.
So what time do you go?
I go in at noon and I get off at 10 p.m.
So you can't see your mama before noon?
Well, she lives
you
like
work 7 days?
She lives half hour away.
You work 7 days?
Yes, I do.
7 days a week?
Well, 6 days. 6 days a week.
Well, then you don't work 7. She's still on drugs,
my downtime.
man. After she runs into trauma, which is understandable that a person would relapse.
Right.
But don't sit here thinking that hasn't happened. Let's listen, okay? And you'll hear the dope fiend in them. I promise you.
Right.
Let me hear from you all.
The reason why I have not seen her is because she hangs out with all of my old friends that I used to get high with, and that she hangs out with now.
So why didn't you just tell me a minute ago the reason was because of work? Hold on. It took her 3 seconds to change her whole testimony. Did you hang out with dope fiends?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, you heard her say it. That's the reason she don't see you. Stop hanging out with dope fiends.
I don't.
And she'll come and see you. Now, do you understand what I'm saying, ma'am? All right, so just listen and you'll hear more of the same. Go ahead. What else you want me to know?
One, sir, I don't do dope, and any kind of drug that I ever did do, she actually participated in it with me. So the criticizing, it would go for her too.
Good enough.
Just so you know. And the main reason I have not seen her is because of work. I'm tired by the time I get off of work. When I get up in the morning, I don't get up super early. I sleep as much as I can, and then I go into work.
Okay. You just told me the reason you ain't see it because she hangs out with dope fiends. Anything else you want to tell me about your relationship with your mom?
No, she's
all right. You want to tell me why you're suing them, ma'am? Go ahead. And you be quiet. Just nod.
I'm not going to sit here and be talked to like that, man.
I'm talking to you like that.
I'm not no dope fiend.
You are dope fiend.
So stop calling me a dope fiend. I'm not a dope fiend.
You act like one. You're a dope fiend. Your hands got needle marks in them. Go ahead, ma'am.
Sandy came to me in May and asked if her and Mike could go on my cell phone bill. And January, they made the last payment. So from February until May, they didn't make a payment. Plus they had the 2 devices that was also involved, and it was a payment plan type thing. So I couldn't afford to pay the Verizon anymore, and I had to get it shut off and go to a different.
What about the attorney fees?
The attorney fees.
What are they for?
She was charged for a criminal act. So I lent her the $1,500.
Okay, and when
I
did
told her
say?
she didn't have to pay me back all at once, just a little bit at a time.
Incorrect.
When was
She said I
that?
never had to pay her back.
When was that?
That was also, well, that was October. She went to court May, maybe.
And she hasn't paid anything?
No.
I wasn't
When you've
supposed
asked
to.
her about it, what has she said?
There's no agreement.
Well, at that time, she didn't have a job. They didn't have the money.
And she said, I don't have the money?
Right.
Okay, good enough. All right, let me hear your side.
Attorney fee, there was no agreement. She
Okay.
did that out of the kindness of her heart.
Never
as
told
a
her you'd
mother.
pay her?
No, she
Okay.
never told me to. And the cell phone bill, it did get ran up, but I don't feel as though I should be liable for it because I continued to tell her to turn it off.
Did you stop using it?
No.
Okay. Well,
I
that's
had
all
a
you
phone- I
had
had
to
a
do.
phone,
If she
so-
doesn't cut it off, just stop using it.
And then after that, she came to my home harassing me. She did property damage to the door, which I had to pay out of pocket for. And then she continued to harass and
That's a counterclaim. Yes, ma'am.
I have a text messages between me and Mike about the phone incident where he states right in the text message.
Let's see it. Mike, did you tell her you'd pay?
There's a front page also.
Nope.
Never told her you'd pay.
Never told her I paid.
We are a family in my eyes, and I want to fix things. This is Mike. So don't you think we can work together and get the phones back on? Then we will sign the agreement and hopefully fix our relationship because we miss you, and I know I do. You always know how to make me smile. Ooh, that's some dope fiend talk there, Doc. Oh my God, that's some dope. You're about to get some more money out of her. You know what to say, Doc. So you say, when are you going to have $200? I won't lie. I won't get my first check for 2 weeks, but I'll try my best to get it this week. All right. So he said he never did. And so I have evidence that is him saying that. All right. So we got the bill. What about the attorney fees? You have any evidence on that?
Yes, I do.
Like a text message where she said she would
because
pay?
there was
at the
none.
time-
That's why.
No, it wasn't because I also paid the $200 bail.
You're saying it was a
that you
verbal,
couldn't
right?
pay. Yes.
Yeah. And so I have to choose who I believe when it's verbal and there's not enough evidence. And of course, you know who I believe.
Right.
Your counterclaim, defamation, harassment, and property damage. What has she done to you?
Well, there's a video that they have.
Kick that door in.
Yep.
You kicked
Not
the
gonna
door
lie,
in?
I did.
You did?
I was angry.
I tell you. Tough love. That's right.
That's good.
Ma'am, I was just told to come inside my house. My mother just kicked the door down. I need someone to get here now. She just broke the door down. She just damaged our house. I need help now.
Sandy, it closes.
It's
What did he say?
Yeah, the boys broke it, right?
It's not broken.
There.
Leave it be, Mike. Let the cops deal with it. Leave it be. I know.
Kick the door in.
Yes, it's Carol. It's Carol and Daniels. Yes. I just called to have someone come, and they told us to come inside.
I just
We
called
did, and
too.
she just kicked the door down.
Ma'am, you were wrong.
I was
And you
wrong.
were right to call the police. Thank
No,
you.
I called the police before I went down
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
from
did you?
Reisterstown.
You
Yes,
said,
I
come
did.
get me because I'm about to kick
No,
you. That's right.
I told the police department that I wasn't sure what I was going to do. This
love
was
it.
the third time my phone got turned off.
I love it. You called the
So-
police on yourself. You gave them fair warning.
Well, no, because
I'm about to commit a crime.
I have an anger issue. Well, I have an anger issue with the death of my daughter.
Yeah.
And because someone hurt her and they never called 911.
Sure.
And that's what upset me.
You have an estimate of the repairs for the
Yes,
door?
I do.
Let's see it. How did she
Here's the-
defame you?
Here's some screenshots from Facebook.
How did she, you got me see it, please. How did she defame you?
By writing stuff on Facebook.
Okay, this is what you handed me.
Yes, sir.
Everyone who knows Mike Don't lend him a thing. He's a smooth talker and won't pay you back. But he'll nag the out of you if you owe him. Mike, this is a fact. So it's not defaming you.
That ain't a fact.
The fact that you haven't paid for the phone bill
That's me.
and he didn't use it,
Not for the majority, no.
You
but
both
he used
had
it
to-
some.
Yeah, he did.
All right, we don't have to use it the
But we
majority.
didn't
use it
borrow
some.
anything from her.
May I say something about that?
Yes, ma'am.
I was told by Verizon I could return both those devices and get a credit.
And they didn't give you the device back.
In that
Her
case, I
screen
need
was
the
cracked, and then she
amount I
told
paid
me
They
that
were
that
damaged?
it was stolen.
And
Sold.
the other one was stolen.
No,
Okay.
sold.
Sold. Okay. So yes, I'm going to grant you everything you're asking for because you have shown me evidence. I'm not going to grant you defamation, ma'am. I'm inclined, from what I'm hearing throughout this testimony, to believe that Mike is a smooth talker and won't pay you back. But you can prove to me otherwise. Mike, you want to tell me anything?
I ain't gonna get into it.
Okay.
Bitch
All right.
already came at me and said what you had to say, so
Okay.
you view me a certain way, there's nothing I'm gonna say that's gonna set in with you any different. You made your mind up as me about me as soon as I walked in
I
here.
don't want to say that.
Yes, you
Mike.
did. You said call me a dope fiend. It's crazy.
I ain't
Your Honor.
I'll grant you your judgment. And then I'm going to grant her for the... I'll grant her for the door.
I love her. I really
Shove that up your ass. Sorry. You will never talk to me again. I guess because I'll be getting high. So, have a nice life.
I said that you've been clean.
So, I'm going to go get high and stay out of your life since that's what you think. So, you did lose another daughter. Congratulations.
Plaintiff Courtney Killian says she and the defendant became friends with benefits after meeting at a party. But the defendant turned out to be a compulsive liar who constantly smoked pot. Courtney suing him today for 2 unpaid loans. Defendant Casey Hester says Courtney not only smokes pot, but she also abuses cocaine and Molly. Casey claims Courtney even brought cocaine into his home against his wishes, and he's countersuing because he claims Courtney attacked him and damaged his property.
Start with you.
Okay. I met Casey on St. Patrick's Day at a party. We got to talking and we decided to become friends with benefits.
This past St. Patrick's?
Yes.
Okay.
And after I started talking to him and get to know him, I realized he was just a compulsive liar and a giant pothead. He lied to me about his age. The night I met him, he told me he was 22. He was only 21. He lied to me about whose house it was and who was living there. He lied to me about how he lost his job.
So, thought you all were just friends with benefits. What you need to know all his business for? He needs that friends with benefits, and just every now and then you just go through there and get your benefits. And
You don't have to fill out a questionnaire.
Yeah, you don't fill out no questionnaire. You get straight to
Well,
business.
he wanted to
if
be
it's
more than
benefits.
friends.
Unless you're talking about pension, are you talking about your pension? Your health care?
Well, he wanted to be
If
more
you're
than
talking
friends.
about the type that involves sexual relations, that's what that means. We're just cool, but the main thing is this relationship is based on sex.
The relationship was based off of I want my money back.
We're not talking about your money yet. So don't jump to that like I'm talking about something I don't know. Because what I'm saying is exactly what I know to be the case based on what you said. So the relationship is based on friends with benefits. Not just the relationship is based on I want my money back. Don't ever talk like that again to me. You understand? All right, that's considered disrespectful and contemptuous. Sir, you want to give me some background? She said you all were friends with benefits, but yet she had to interrogate you every time you came to get your benefit. That was a tough friends with benefits situation. She may as well have been your wife.
Well,
Go ahead.
It wasn't even worth it at that point, the benefits part. But like she said, we have been talking and pretty much dating at that point, because as much as she's saying it was friends with benefits, it was more than that at that point, for up to 5 months. At that point,
well, that's why she was asking you when you come and go and where you're at and who stays where and what's your real age. Because as you say, you were dating and not just friends with benefits. Now I understand. So you should have told the truth, ma'am. Go ahead, because now this makes more sense.
Right. And at that point, she said, I'm an avid weed smoker. That's not true. I don't smoke pot. That's not my goal. That's not my niche.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
She is a alcoholic and a drug user. She smokes mass amounts of marijuana, and she also does coke and loves Molly, and she's a party girl pretty much. And I didn't
That's
see
a lie, Your Honor.
I didn't see that persona through her until 2 months into talking to her, due to the fact that multiple times I've told her not to bring coke to my house, and instead she would bring coke with her coke addict friends, also the one that she brought today, and they would do coke in my kitchen and do it
That's a lie, Your Honor.
And they've also done it in front of my friend Mike here multiple times, and I told her not to at that point, but she still didn't listen to me and just decided to go around me and do whatever. There's been times where I'd have my little sister come over, and she'd go in the kitchen and she'd be like, what's this on the counter? And it's residue from her from the night before.
That's a lie, Your Honor. I've never done that.
He sounds very believable. He has his details down. He's saying it concise, and he sounds believable. All right, go ahead.
And fast forwarding to about August, she got into an accident on her birthday. She totaled her car because she was drinking and driving, even though the night before I told her.
True?
No, I did crash my car, yes.
You weren't drinking? You didn't receive a citation for drinking? All right, go ahead, sir.
And at that point, I was already planning that weekend not to talk to her anymore, and I was going to cut her off. And
why? Because she used coke?
Yes, I'm not a fan of that. I've seen too many people go.
He did it as well, Your Honor.
No, I don't even like when a doctor puts that thing up my nose.
That's you. You're talking about her.
Exactly. But
ma'am, tell me why you're suing him for these loans.
Because he promised to pay me back, and he's not paying me back.
All right. And your defense is what?
No, I do not owe her this money. She's saying that I owe her $300 when it's actually $250 that she gave me, and that was for rent.
No, she's not saying any of that. She said you owe her money, and that's why she's suing you. She doesn't want to give me any more details. So if you give me details,
I have proof saying what he was going to pay me.
Okay, first tell me how he owed you.
Because he asked to borrow rent money.
When?
And April the 3rd.
How much?
He asked $300 for rent.
That's what
I
you
gave him
loaned
$300. And then the following couple days.
Hold on. When was he to repay it?
He said 2 weeks, and if he didn't pay within 2 weeks, to add interest.
All right. And when was the second loan?
The second loan was a couple days later for $165.
Okay. And what did he tell you that was for?
He said for food and gas and other bills and whatnot, and probably to smoke his pot.
For food?
And yes.
And gas?
Mm-hmm.
You think he was driving across country, 165? You didn't question that?
I did. He said for food and gas and to pay his other bills and use it on who knows what else, but yes.
Okay, to pay his other bills. All right. What has he said?
He said I had to give him more time because he didn't have a job.
Okay.
After that, I helped him make his resume up. I helped him fill out jobs. I drove him to job interviews. And when he got a job in July, I kept asking him, okay, you got a job now. I helped you get this. I did all this for you. And you're not.
Yeah, you act like you've never been in court before.
I haven't.
Okay, well, let me give you some insight. You don't curse in a courtroom as you just did, nor do you talk slick to the judge as you did earlier. All right? 2 things. Otherwise, you'll get your case thrown out. That's what happens. All right, now you know. You may not have known, but now you do. Okay. All right, good. And sir, tell me about these loans and whether they occurred and whether you agreed to repay.
No, I do not agree, for the simple fact that she said $300, but she actually gave me $250 for rent. I went and paid my rent with the $250, and then I don't know where this, because it was a gift. She originally said it was a gift, and you
That's a
wouldn't
lie,
have to
Your
pay
Honor.
it back. At that
I asked
point,
multiple times for it back.
Let it finish.
At that point, I don't know where this $165 has come from because she never gave me a second loan of
All right.
$65.
What does she owe you for the counterclaim?
The counterclaim is due to the fact that after us breaking up, about September, her friend gave me a call, not even 2 weeks after her crashing her car, so be the case. And her friend called me and told me she's going to do something crazy. I don't know what she's going to do. That night I got off work and I came home. It's about 3 a.m. She's banging on my door like a mad woman with her,
He's got his
her
dates
defendant.
mixed up,
Let him finish.
At that point, her and her friends tried to push in my house after I opened the door. She attacked me. She pretty
Hi,
much
Connor.
bit, scratched, and kicked me and tried to push her way into my house and forcefully. And I pretty much, with the last remaining bit of strength that I did have, pushed all of them out the house and closed my door and just went back to
Did you get a
sleep.
police report or anything?
No, I did not call the cops because at that point I didn't want to get her in trouble.
Tell me about this incident.
Okay, well, first off, he has some of his dates mixed up. The night that his car was smashed or whatever,
Damaged.
I do have a text message of him showing me it and everything.
What
That
about
happened a week
forcing
before that.
you and your girlfriend trying to get in this house?
We did show up because he promised to pay me the day before, and he was ignoring my friend and me and not
All right.
answering
so
us.
you all
I
took the law into your own hands.
I went
Instead
to
of
ask
waiting
him.
to
He
sue
was
here,
pushing-
you
no, he
came
was
to his
pushing
house.
me.
I got it.
So I
No, you
pushed
went
back.
to his house, though, to confront him about the money. That's
Yes.
my point. You were uninvited. You went to confront him about a debt he owed you. That's when you come to court. Now, regarding this gift, sir, you said at some point she told you it was a gift. Did she later change her mind, you saying?
Yes, after her incident with her car and her getting totaled, she pretty much started to hit me up with money for that point, and then that's why I was like, I'm not talking to you.
All right. Ma'am, do you have any other evidence that he agrees to pay? I see you
have
got a
all this
stack
right
over
here.
there. No, you take the quick paragraph out of that stack and read it to me where he says he's going to repay you.
All right. Well, the first one I have is I asked him if he was ever going to pay me back. He said, you just got to give me time. I would
All right.
sell you my
Let's see
soul.
that one.
He would sell me his soul
All right.
to pay me back.
You just got to give me time. If I could sell my soul to pay for you, I would. In fact, you give me a couple of days, I'll sell my body on the stroll. What did you just put some money in his pocket? Did you see him reach?
he
He reached. Oh, he smacked. Oh, okay. I was reading. I thought he was taking him up on it right now. Sir, she has given me evidence to indicate that you did agree to pay. In fact, you agreed to sell your soul if you had to. Judgment for the plaintiff 465 with regard to the damaged property. However, ma'am, I believe you were involved with that. I believe you and your friends conspired to do it. Judgment for the counterclaimant on the property. Have a good day.
Well, I'm kind of glad this situation is over. I don't have to deal with her anymore. I don't even have to talk to her at this point. Her and her friend, they're not very
Yeah, you were hitting
educated.
me up last night. You wanted to see me.
That's
yeah.
pretty funny because if I
you
pulled my
wanted to
phone
see me
out,
last night, but now
she
you
called
don't.
at midnight.
It happened.
Long story short, she went and got tested and came back with 2 diseases.
You scum.
Plaintiff Mark Qatar was friends with the defendant, and he claims she did every drug under the sun, including cocaine and heroin. Mark claims he loaned the defendant $350, but she failed to repay him, so he's suing. Defendant Carly Gates says Mark knew she didn't want to date him, but he still offered her $100 for sex. Carly claims after she refused to kiss Mark, he assaulted her and threatened to kill her.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
I met Carly back in May of 2018. After a few weeks of hanging out, she had told me that she just wanted to be friends. And during this time, she had told me many sad stories, such as her mom overdosing when she was younger, which made her very depressed, and which made her turn into drugs too. And she tried every single drug, basically, you name it, cocaine, heroin, whatever. During this time also, she was missing a lot of days of school.
Did you know her then?
No, I did not.
Okay, well, you give me a narrative of this woman's life.
She knows a lot.
Tell me about you. What about you?
All right. Well,
What was your life like? Tell me what your life was like. You had a great life?
not really.
Let me hear about your problem.
Oh, well, I mean,
We just heard about hers. Let me hear about yours.
all right. Well, basically, I mean, I grew up and my parents split. Yeah. So basically, I was meant to fend for everyone and make sure everything was right around the house.
Let me hear from you, ma'am. You give me some background.
About myself, I'm a single mother. I have a 9-month-old daughter, and I take care of her right now.
And you appear to be very healthy. Are you drug-free and narcotic-free?
Yes.
Okay, good. You
That's a lie.
She appears to be healthy. How do you know she's not?
Oh, well, I know from personal experience that she smokes
You
weed.
getting high with her? I said narcotics. Weed is a lot different than heroin and cocaine and the others. All right, you never smoke weed?
I do. I have my medical card.
Okay. And you call it narcotic? You think that's like heroin and cocaine?
Well, no, I just thought that was under the same with the whole.
No. If you get caught with some cocaine or some heroin, it's going to be a lot different than being caught with a joint. I promise you. I assure you. So get that out your mind. Go ahead, ma'am.
I met Mark, and I first told him that I was in an open relationship with someone, and I just wanted to be friends. We hung out one day, and he even offered me $100 for sex. I mean, come on now, I'm a single mom with a daughter.
Never.
Okay.
So I obviously got upset, but I still gave him another chance. After that, we were hanging out one day, and he tried kissing me, and I told him no, and he got upset.
How long after seeing each other did he try and kiss you?
It didn't even take him that long. It was like 2 weeks.
Okay.
He tried kissing me in the car, and I told him no, and he got upset and put his hand around my neck and like put force towards it. And
that is not true at all.
Let her finish, sir.
He just was obsessive, and he wouldn't leave me alone. He even told me and my friend that he was going to kill us because I told him I didn't want to hang out with him, and he just couldn't get it. Like, I have my own life. I can't always be around you. I mean, he's even came to my house and stuff like that before. He's even talked about me over
I've never gone to her house without her permission.
Sir, she didn't say one word when you were describing her in such dastardly terms, the worst characterization you can make of a person, because it must not be true. When people just let you talk and don't say anything, that's usually because it's not true. But when people do all this, what you do, keep trying to interrupt her while she's trying to give her side, and that's not true. What? Stop. Whoa. Yeah. That's because it's true. Go ahead. Keep telling me the truth about him.
I decided, I was like, hey, I'm not going to hang out with him anymore, you know? Well, he didn't want to believe me that I had a boyfriend. I told him for months, like, hey, I have a boyfriend. One day I left my wallet in his car, and he brought it back to me at my boyfriend's house. And he, like...
That was a good gesture. What was wrong with that?
He knew where he lived now, and he was starting to fight
he found out where you're...
Yeah, and he was starting to fight him and everything. And I was just... it was way too much drama and so much stuff to deal with. He didn't know how to take the word no seriously. And I couldn't have that around my daughter and me.
So you never really completed your dating situation? You did not?
Yeah.
You all were never intimate and going together as a couple?
No, I never looked at Mark like that, ever.
All right. Let's get to the money, sir. Why are you suing her?
I loaned her $350, a total of about $350 over a period of time, both through Cash App and in person. And every single time she told me, I'd rather give you it by, say, Saturday, and I have that in text. And she'd rather by Saturday or as soon as possible. And then, but over time, it just felt like she wasn't like.
When did you make the loan to her?
Well, it started in June 23rd of 19.
Okay, June of 19. And the total of how much?
About $350.
When was she to repay?
So every time she would ask me for money, she would be like, oh, let me borrow so much and I'll give you it by Saturday or whatever. And then over a period of time, it just seemed like it was intent. And I actually have a voice recording of her saying that her and her friend, which right now she's claiming is her boyfriend, which at the time she did not say was her boyfriend. She was actually trying to get in a relationship with me, so that was not true. And I have a voice recording that I submitted of her saying that her and her friend.
Wanting to?
See, the situation was at hand, and
did you turn her down when she wanted to?
No.
So you wanted to as well, then?
Yes.
Okay, but you act like she wanted to get in a relationship with me, and that's just nothing.
Yes, but she's saying that she was in a relationship with another man. But at the time, especially at first, she was just aggressively saying that they're just friends, that he's basically her brother, right? And I have a voice recording that I submitted of her saying that her and him were basically using me for money, and they were just laughing at me because I'm an idiot.
You have a transcript? I never used Corey against you. Me and Corey were laughing at you together, spending your money because you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't sound like a loan to me.
Exactly.
Right. It was a gift then.
Well, see, but she had intent.
That's why they're ridiculing you. You don't ridicule people about loans.
Yeah, I have
acting like
screenshots of her telling me that she will pay me back.
There you go. Ma'am, you tell me about the loan, so-called loan.
So he's actually never gave me any money in cash. It's only been over Cash App, and periodically the sum was $138.20, which Mark requested the exact money back from me on Cash App.
Who did?
Mark.
Okay, so you say you did borrow $138.
Yes.
And he says $350, but you said there's evidence that it was only $138 out of his own request.
Yes.
Is that true, sir? Says she's going to show me something where you said it was only $138. You're going to lose that money if she does. You're going to lose all the money for perjury.
I gotta find it.
You have it or not?
Yes, I have it.
'Cause all I'm saying is I'll pay you back. Can I borrow 20? Yeah, you were borrowing. You said borrow $20. Pay you back $100.
Here's this.
But let's see if it adds up. So far, sir, all I see is $120 that you've given me. She says it was a total of $138. Can you show me any more messages that add up to $350?
No, the other stuff that I gave her were strictly in person. She would ask and I would give her in cash. So
okay, but you showed me some evidence that referred to $20 and $100. Here's your money back, she says. 50, 100. So she has about the same amount on here that you have on yours. She says 138. Yours refers to 120.
Oh, I have the rest of them too. There's two of them because she had two different accounts.
You think all I need is half your evidence, sir?
Oh man.
Have a good day, sir. 130. Next one, $8. Just like she says, 138. This came from you just now. Wow. Have a good day. Your claim is dismissed.
That definitely wasn't true. The stuff she was saying.
Well, obviously, I had evidence of you requesting the exact money. So, I mean, you're a liar and you're also physical and obsessive. You're kind of crazy. Just saying. And offering people for money, yeah, no. I don't think you'll ever get a girl like that. Just saying.
Plaintiff Jayshima Young says the defendant was like an uncle to her. And although everyone knows him to be a scamming crackhead, Jayshima insists she never thought he would scam her. Jayshima is suing today for a U-Haul bill, shipping costs, and stolen property. Defendant David Robertson says he has always treated Jayshima like family, and therefore he has no idea why she's claiming he's a crackhead, because he stopped using crack a year ago. David's countersuing for defamation of character and harassment.
Start with you.
Okay, so, Your Honor, basically the defendant, David, he's like an uncle, was like an uncle to me. My mom grew up with him and his siblings, so ever since, even before I was born, he's been like an uncle. Basically, everyone knows David as Dee the crackhead.
Everyone as in who? Everyone knows him?
Everybody that knows him. I just never thought that he would do something like that to me because I'm like his niece. When he's sick, off of whatever he's off of, I give him money, things like that. I really had love for him. So I just never thought that
has he ever been to rehab?
I don't know. I know he's just been on drugs my whole life.
Nobody's ever told you that? They tell you how much crack he's smoking. They don't tell you whether he's been to rehab?
I don't think that he's ever been to rehab because look, he's still on crack.
He may be in recovery, may have been in treatment, right?
Yes,
You've been in treatment?
Never.
Oh.
Exactly.
Never been in treatment. I've never been a crackhead.
Exactly.
Good enough. Why don't you give me some background on your relationship with her?
Like she said, my sister and siblings, brothers, we all grew up knowing her mother. I always treated her like a niece, family, till today. All I want to say is that anything that she do, she always want to shortcut somebody somewhere down the line. Like this trip. We made one deal, it went to another deal. But I told Joshima from the beginning when we started this trip, if you start any of that on this trip, I'm going to turn around and go back to Hartford, Connecticut.
Let me hear from you why you are suing him
Okay,
today.
so Your Honor, basically I was relocating from Hartford, Connecticut to Tennessee. I had asked David if he could help me. You know, he doesn't have a job. He's jobless. A lot of people couldn't at the time. So I asked him. He said yes. The initial agreement was for $250. When we were on the road, maybe like every time we would stop in a town or two, he would demand money. He's very hysterical, extra, hey, give me the money, give me the money. He's act like that all the time. So at this moment, you know, I felt like I had no choice. I had already overpaid him the $250, but basically he kept threatening me.
What do you mean overpaid him?
Overpaid him because I already gave him the $250 already. So now when we're driving, we're in the middle of nowhere. Of course, I'm not going to say, oh, well, I don't need you.
What did he say he needed the money for?
Basically, he just kept asking me for money. He never said a specific price, but all of it added up is $540.
I know, but when he was asking you for money, what did he tell you it was for?
He just said, oh, I just need more money. He never said what it was for, but it was like an unspoken, because I know he do crack. I don't know if he had it on him or whatever, but
if
I know
he had it on him,
how
you don't
he
need
is.
money to buy any. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, so anyway, basically he just kept demanding for more and more money. When we got to Virginia, I gave him $140 more. And after that, I told him that I'm not giving him no more money because now I already paid you $540 when the initial agreement was $250. So he acted really strange and, you know, he was acting all, okay, we got gas. When we got on the highway, he just vanished. My
Okay,
daughter.
you tell me what happened up until this point, then I'll get back to the vanishing. Go ahead.
All I know is this. I had a friend of mine to go with me with license because I have no license driving across
And I didn't know
country.
that.
He said, charge her an extra $100 because I'm riding with you and you're using my license just in case. I said, fine. As we get on the road, we driving. There's a U-Haul, we going across country. She want to be cheap, keep putting $40 in her car, $40 in her truck. I'm like, this is a big U-Haul truck full of furniture. We're going up hills, down hills. $40 ain't doing it. Fill up the truck and let's get some miles in and get this trip over with. And now she want me to give her some of the money that you just gave me to put more $40 in this car and this truck.
For gas.
Right, going to her spot.
Okay. So what happened when he vanished?
Okay, so basically my daughter, we got back on the highway. My daughter told me that she didn't see him in the back of us. So I called. When I called, you know, the person that was with him, I guess is like protege or whatever, answered the phone. When they answered the phone, I said, well, where are y'all? They said, oh, we got to make a run. Make a run all the way in Virginia? What do you mean make a run? So I could hear him being hysterical like he is.
They got crack in Virginia? What you talking about?
I'm just saying, like, I mean, how would he know?
Like you surprised. Make a run for what? Make a run for crack.
So I can hear him in the background saying, hang up the phone, hang up the phone. That's how he talk. So I'm saying, what do he mean hang up the phone when y'all got my furniture? And this is my U-Haul. What do you mean? They said, oh, well, we're coming to you. So they didn't never ask me where I was. So I said, I'm at exit 13. So now it's raining. It's dark. I have my 9-year-old daughter and I'm on the side of the road. I waited for half an hour. No signs of them. They never showed up. Well, I called him maybe about 100 times. They never answered.
Right.
I felt like he stole my stuff, but I was trying to hope that he wouldn't because why would he? He's like an uncle to me.
Okay.
I know he's a crackhead, but I never did nothing to him.
Did
so
you
why
ever
would you do that?
never known anyone on crack before?
Yes.
All right. Do they steal and take people?
Not like him. Not like him. Like people, like, you know, normal crackhead.
So you knew he took more than the average crackhead.
Yes. But
all right. So why would you trust this man with all your items, with all your worldly possessions, knowing that he steals more than the average crackhead?
Because I never thought that he was actually stealing. Like, I was kind of desperate at the time and I didn't have nobody else. And since he was available and he don't.
You were desperate.
Yeah, because
well, he was desperate too.
I didn't have nobody to help me.
Y'all were just desperate for two different things. So when you caught up with him about your U-Haul, what did he say, man?
So basically,
I want to hear this. This is the story.
Okay, now let me tell you this, Judge Mathis. Let me tell you this. So basically, when I finally did speak to him, this was a Thursday night. I didn't speak to him, so I had to just keep going to Tennessee.
How long?
From Thursday to Saturday. When I finally spoke to him, Your Honor, he told me that he went to jail in Virginia, but he don't know where at in Virginia.
Yeah, I know he didn't at that point.
So
if he had a 3-day run, Doc.
He told me that he didn't know where, and he's at some laundromat charging his phone. He gotta go, and hung up the phone. That's how he talking. So then I had to basically keep going. Yeah, I did call him a few times, asking him, where's my stuff? I mean, really? I'm all the way in Tennessee. You in Connecticut. He's out in Connecticut bragging about it. So I'm like, oh, well, she should have paid me all my money. And like, really? Like, who does that? Like, so he's not even denying the fact.
Crackheads do it.
Yeah, exactly. He's not even denying the fact that basically he stole my stuff. So then I hear from a family member that my stuff is in North Carolina at his daughter's house. The same daughter that I have text messages asking her where my stuff was. She act like she had no idea all along, Your Honor, my stuff was at her house.
Your stuff.
He brought it to her and sold it to her for $400.
I knew there was some money involved there now. I'm saying something is missing. And you ain't just going to storage. And crackheads don't believe in storage.
Right.
They only believe in sales.
Yeah.
All right. So I was wondering when you said it was over his daughter. He sold it to her.
He sold it
now
to
it makes sense. All right.
$400, Your Honor. $10,000 worth of stuff.
Let me hear from you, sir. And I'm just kidding with you. I don't know anything about your drug habits or addiction. I'll let you give your own testimony.
Yes, I said from the beginning, anything go on this road because I know Joshima as a shyster. I'm not playing.
Really?
I'm too far out of time.
Quiet, shyster. Go ahead, sir.
Like I said, once we get on this road, if there's any trickery, I'm turning around and I'm going back home in that truck.
What was the trickery?
She started asking me for money that she gave me that was a payment for the job in Virginia.
Okay, she
where
said
I allegedly,
what?
I can't use my car no more. I can't get no money. We need more gas.
Okay.
Didi, just give me some money, and in the morning at 8 o'clock, I'll give you your money back, plus the money that she owed me already.
All right.
And I'm thinking in my mind, we're going further and further, and this is going to cost me more and more to get back. But I said one time, we did it the one time. Now at that point, she owed me exactly, she owed me $80. Then the $80 that I just lent her, she went into Walmart. She came out of Walmart with $140 and said, Didi, this is all I got. And I don't know how you getting back home, but this is all the money I got.
So what happened to her thing, sir?
I'm not gonna lie to you, sir.
Well, you're stopping. Go ahead. What happened to her thing?
Right.
My daughter had to send me Western Union some money to get back home. And I told my daughter, you see anything in there you want? And I never knew what was on the back of the truck. It's yours. You just sent me money to get home. I know I'm going home to my family.
So you gave her things away?
Basically.
All right. And so why don't you think you should pay her for it?
Because she stole them all from Rent-A-Center before she even left. She had Rent-A-Center deliver furniture to our house. She put the furniture on the truck and she left out.
You lying.
Sir, she got away with it. At the time, once she finished, it was her property. Stolen, albeit.
It was her property. Your Honor, I got receipts. It was from Bob's.
Well, even if you stole it, it was yours because you had completed the theft.
But it was from Bob's. He's lying. He's lying, Your Honor. He's saying that to make himself feel better.
And I don't think I'm right about that. But that sounds logical, doesn't it? It's hers. So she has her furniture, your daughter.
Oh, no, the police came and got it back.
Yeah, they got it back.
For you?
Yes, I found out that it was there.
Police gave her the items that she stole. They gave it back to her. Did Rent-A-Center sign off on her getting it back?
So, yeah.
All right. You stole it from Rent-A-Center.
No, I didn't.
Police brought it back. And then Rent-A-Center signed off on it saying you can keep it.
That's the stuff that I got.
Right. I need to steal from that Rent-A-Center.
Can you give him
They do good business with thieves. What you have?
I got all this evidence, actually.
You need to stop, sir. And why don't you just admit it? You on crack, or you used to be?
I might have smoked crack back in the day.
All right.
Oh, man, no.
Back in the day as in yesterday?
Still doing it.
What day then, sir? Because you know you're giving me crackhead stories.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what day? When did you stop?
It's been about a year.
All right, good enough. What's your counterclaim for, sir?
I got it all right here.
Yeah.
She threatened my wife. She threatened my daughter. My daughter, 15 years old. I got it all right here.
Okay,
She texting my daughter, calling her the B words. When she comes, she gonna
How
kill
did your
my
family get involved?
That's what I would like to know.
Because they always lying.
My family never ever came.
Why'd you go to his family?
Because basically I went to the family because I know the family. They're like my family too. So of course I called them, asking them, where is he at? They all was lying, including his wife too, saying we don't know where he at and this and that. So of course I said some rude words. I mean, he's
cursing.
Yeah, I mean, my whole
this
life
same
was stolen from me.
bum B that had my furniture in the house like you steal somebody's whole house.
I mean, I did, Your Honor. He
That's a heck of a way to put it. You did, sir. She said you stole her whole house.
Crackhead. That's what I'm saying.
And this is you again. I'm whooping y'all too. Ooh, you gonna go after the mama. So tell y'all mama that since y'all wanna be lying, knowing where he was, I'm not gonna care when I come back and all right, but what's the defamation, sir? This is nothing but arguing and cussing you out.
Like I said, nothing was in my name. I never rented no truck. You came to me. I didn't come to you. And like I said, whatever you did, I told you what was going to happen if you do what you did.
So you told me that you was going to sell my stuff?
I never said I was going to sell your stuff. I gave it away.
Whatever.
Crackhead.
Gave it away. Sold my whole house for $400. And then act like I did something to him. He won't even say sorry or, that's just how crackheads go. He just acting like I did something to him.
Absolutely
so
right.
He stole my money, sold my furniture, then damaged the U-Haul, and then acting like, so what?
Sir, the number one trait that a person is really in recovery is they tell the truth about the damage they've done to other people. And you're not doing that, so I'm going to conclude that you're still on crack. You have not proven your case to me, so I'm going to dismiss that and I'm going to grant you your judgment. Good luck to you. You don't want us to help you, sir,
Thank you.
with treatment?
No, I just want you to enjoy your life.
Do you want us to help you with
too.
treatment?
Sir, I
You
don't
need
know.
some.
Yeah,
What
I
you
really
do? Smoked up the woman's house.
Right.
He ain't sell the house. He didn't sell the house. He smoked your house up. Now, that's a whole new level of crack.
Yeah, he did.
That's a whole new level of crackhead. He smoked the whole house up.
Enjoy your life.
Yeah, whatever. Drop
Play
that.
with crackheads no more.
Yeah, you is a
Oh,
crackhead. Your mother. I'm just happy that I won my money. He could drop that, and that's it. I don't never want to speak to him again. Him or his whole family. That's it.
Punk, live on.
Yeah, whatever.